Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Belu, and in today's video we're having an honest planner chat.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.
Okay, so let's have a very honest planner chat. Let's talk about my planner. Let's talk about how things have been going with my planner, with my planning, with my goals, with my habits, and all the things. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's be honest. I'm someone that I just cannot lie about my planner. I try to be very vulnerable and honest and share my actual experience when it comes to my planning and the things that are working, the things that are not, the layouts. I change my layouts a lot. I change my mind a lot. And it's totally okay. But I do want to share because I feel like everybody now portrays something on social media that I don't think it's quite true. We change our minds and new planners come out and we want to try things and shift things, and things might not be working, and so we have to change things around, and it's totally fine. And I think that I like when people share their struggles when it comes to planning. And so here we are. So I'm gonna be very honest when it comes to my planners. So let's get started with the first thing. That is, last year I used an A5 planner. And but I always wanted to use a happy planner because it's it's the planner that I knew first, like when I got into decorative planning and stuff like that in 2020 and started looking for videos and stuff like that. Everybody was using Happy Planner, and so it was kind of my dream to be able to do it. However, because of where I live, I wasn't able to, I didn't have any access to any Happy Planner products. Throughout the years, I was able to get my hands on first stickers and sticker books, and then of course beautiful planners like this one. Now an A5 planner is like this size, so it's smaller, and it feels way smaller when I shift into Happy Planner and I use a classic size planner. It felt ginormous. In comparison, of course. And so I didn't take into account that it will take a lot of getting used to and changing the way that I plan and changing the way that I write in my planner and what I write and the way that I decorate my spreads. And it took a bit of adjusting, which I still getting the hang of, which is totally fine. So here we are. So that's the first struggle. I feel like now I'm a bit more used to the size rather than at the very beginning of the year. When I changed, I really didn't think about this much, and then once I started writing on it, I was like, oh my god. I had a lot of white space that I didn't know how to fill. So yeah, so that's first things first. I had this cover for a very long time. I love bright colors in my planner, and especially in my cover. I try to change it and I just keep coming back to it, and I love the gold, and I love that it says 2025. I just love it, so it might stay for a little bit longer. Who knows? So right as we open my planner, you can see this car stock thing here. It came with the planner, and the reason I believe is so that the colors on the cover pop a little bit more, because it is a little bit translucent. Maybe you can see it on camera, but it is in person. So I have this here so that the cover, the colors pop a bit more. The first couple of pages in here haven't changed at all. So I have I think this is acetate, I think, with the butterflies that have the copper foil on them. I've had them since the very beginning and I love it. I love how the foil matches with the foil on my name page. I love this name page actually because it's full of color. I love bright colors. Despite what a lot of people say, I actually see this page in my dividers way more than I think I do. I really like my dividers. I love to see this page. I actually see it quite a lot. So it was important for me that I liked this page. And I love it was just a white page with just this, like the happy planner and this planner belongs to. I decorated it. It looks so pretty to me. And so I love it. I just love it. So this is staying. So I glue so from my name page here, we go straight into the at a glance, like the calendar at a glance. I think that's what it's called, or perpetual calendar. I think it's called perpetual calendar. I can show you the January through June because I had some personal information on there. But I basically use this for literally anything. So anniversaries, holidays, birthdays, any doctor's appointment, and I have here sticky notes with information for my doctors, so the time and the place and stuff like that. That's what I don't want to share those, but those are there from the very beginning. They are color coded by month. I just use some highlighters, some eyeliners I think, and I color coded the months just to make it bright and colorful, nothing fancy really. So yeah, and those are glued to my name page and also to this cardstock paper, like this one that I showed before, but it has some other design. And then I don't remember if I showed this before, but the first section in my planner used to be my catch-all. Now it's my goals. I like to have my goals first thing, kind of center at the beginning of my planner. I created this page myself over on Canva. I think this was a template, and then I added a couple of things, changed a couple of colors and stuff like that, wrote my goals, and yeah. And this is also like a cardstock material. The first page here is my word of the year, my focus word of the year, which is not the same as the one in the beginning. Not because that word doesn't fit anymore, it still fits. The first page here in my goal section is my word of the year. Now, this is not the same word of the year that I had at the very beginning. I'm taking off my sweater because I'm starting to get hot. It's not the same one, not because the other one doesn't fit anymore. It still does. It's still an important word for me, but I felt like this other word was more fitting for the season of life that I'm in right now. So I think that one of the things that we really don't take into consideration at the beginning of the year or end of the year when we think about our goals and our planners and such is that a couple of months into the year, maybe we won't have enough time to do all the things that we want. Maybe something happened, maybe we change our mind, and so give yourself some grace if the things that you wanted at the beginning of the year or the things that you said, or for example, the word of the year that you picked doesn't fit anymore, to change it. That's what I did. So my word before was desired and now is consistency. They go kind of hand in hand, and I think that that other word is still very fitting. It's still something that I want to focus on, but I think this is just a bit more fitting for this season right now. I didn't throw that page away. I put it on the set of discs that have my goal setting pages, the ones that are completed and the ones that are not yet completed for the rest of the year. So if I feel like that other word fits a bit more, then I can easily just, take this out and pop the other one in. So I chose consistency. I just want to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to the things that I want and my goals and my just my desires overall, and just to show up for those things authentically. So I created this page, decorated it a little bit, I just wrote some meanings and stuff like that. And then I had this little quote here by Alana, who is a content creator, and I love it, and I think it's very representative of what I wanted to, or what I want to achieve with this word right here. So yeah, I also revamped my goals for this year. I had 6 goals. I actually created a page here with you, and I have all of that, didn't throw that away, put those on the other set of discs, and I have some new goals. Some are the same, and some I just was like, I cannot deal with so many goals right now. And so maybe I come back to them at some point, maybe I don't, maybe I leave them for next year, maybe I leave them for next quarter, who knows. But right now I have 4 goals that I want to focus on. Maybe 5. I'm thinking of maybe replacing 1. We will see. We will see. This is not something that is set on stone. I allow myself to change my mind if that's what I want. So I have some questions here to kind of think and reflect about what I want to achieve and stuff like that. Questions like, what are my priorities for the year? What do I need to let go of to move forward? What motivates me? What is holding me back and stuff? And also have some washi and some stickers decorating it, just to make it fun, of course. And then I have a page breaking down each goal. Goal number 1 has to do with improving my health. I've been dealing with migraines and a lot of dizziness, so I'm trying to figure that out. Hopefully I'm on that and on that path, and so I'm trying to focus a lot on my health and just feel healthier and stronger. And yeah, so that's goal number 1. And so again, I have some prompts. So what do I want to accomplish for that goal? Why is that goal important? And parts, like integral parts of that goal. For example, the goal is to improve my health, but it has like different parts. So for example, exercise, food, sleep, everything that has to do with migraines and medications and stuff like that. And then just a brainstorm of the different steps and different things that I want to accomplish for that goal. So things that have to do with exercising and moving my body again, because I was told by my doctor not to do that because of my migraines and because I was getting dizzy on my workouts. Everything that has to do with eating nutritious foods and stuff like that. Goal number 2 again is the same thing, and the same with goal number 3 and 4, which is a new goal that I added. So yeah, these are just some pages that I have to go back and fill this out. Now you will see before we continue that I have my planner all set up for May. So we are a couple of days, like May's just around the corner, right? And so I have my planner all set up for that new month. So you will see that a lot of things are not yet filled out or completed. And maybe I will show you some April spreads just so that you can see how they look like. Yeah, that's why some things are not completed. There's a hair. So then I have this page that I did a YouTube video for, which it will be posted very, very shortly. It's just all about routines and stuff. And then I have one for self-care, again, because these are my focuses and something that I want to pay close attention to. And then my planner routine, which I did fill out with you on that YouTube video. So yeah, stay tuned. Some pages, what I think in the planner community are called specialty pages, just for the things that I want to pay more attention to and I want to be more conscious of. This is a page for reflection. We're still in April, but here it's what the one for March looked like, which is the same that I will do for April. So basically a pretty simple reflection page, again, guided with some questions. What goals did I achieve? What am I proud of for this month? How did it go? What did I learn this month? My favorite memory and stuff like that. So yeah, that will be here. And this is simply a dotted page that I have from an extra set of notebooks. And now One of the changes that I made I did it for April, and I will continue to do it for May. So the layouts that I had for my goals before April was the Happy Planner monthly layout, which is the one that I have been using for my social media, which we will get into later. So I've decided to change it, and I am just creating the same layout but myself. So I have just two blank pages where I can create, whatever I want and whatever I need when it comes to my goals. So let me show you the one for April. So this is how April turned out. So basically the idea is the same, like you have sections to plan out your goals and stuff like that. I will link the video that I did for my March goals so that you can see how I did it, before I changed. So I will do a little plan with me for May so we can set this up together. But this is how April looked like. So a space for a focus word, priorities, monthly goals, weekly goals, and habits, which I have to go back and fill out, which I haven't done in a while. I did journal this month, I promised. But this is basically how it looked like. Very clean, really, not a lot of things visually, I guess. But yeah, it's just some spaces to write my weekly goals, my habits, my monthly goals, and stuff like that. So the idea is that May kind of looks very similar to that. Then we have that cardstock paper again, and then we have some extra like acetate, but this one looks like a movie thing, or like a newspaper maybe. And then comes my catch-all planner. So we have the same thing here that I did over on Canva, and the pictures are from Pinterest if you're interested. So just, to add some character, I think that the most important thing when it comes to your planner is to make it your own. This planner feels mine because it has elements that make it mine. For example, this. And this is very much my style and I really, really like it. So yeah, it has some positive affirmations as well, full of coffee photos, which I love. So yeah, this is the cover for May. I love it. I just love this. I love it a lot. And I am a sucker for gold foil in my planner. In real life, I'm a silver girl, as you can tell, but on my planner, gold all the way. So we have my calendar, my monthly. Here it's decorated for May. I did this on my own. I didn't film this, and I really liked how it turned out. I love a full sidebar, all decorated. I don't use my oh my god, I don't use my sidebar functionally. I used to at one point, now I don't, and so I love to see it decorated like this. And I love these colors, again, gold all the way, and so it's very fun and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's still not filled out because it's the 24th of April still, so we got time. But this is how it looks like. It's very, very, very pretty. I just want to see it every day. So, and then we have some pages glued because I decided to change my layout. I was using a vertical layout, and even though I love a vertical layout, I love decorating it. It's so fun. I love playing around in it. However, I felt I was just decorating a planner for the sake of decorating it without using it functionally. So it really wasn't a planner, right? Like if you can decorate your planner, you can, fill it up with stickers and with things and everything that you want. But at the end of the day, your planner has to be functional for you. You have to be able to come back, not every single day, but almost every day, or as many times as you want and can, and fill it out and write in your planners and write your plans and your goals and check things off and, be able to use it functionally. And that is what I wasn't doing in my vertical planner. I was having fun decorating it and I loved it, but it wasn't really a planner, and that was something that I was craving, to be just more functional. So I changed for the horizontal layout. with checklist. Since the moment I saw this planner, I fell in love with it. I was using it for my journal at the very beginning of the year. I don't know if I have any videos on that, but it looked really, really pretty. However, I was whiting out the checklist every single time for every single day because I didn't need the checklist. I love that it was horizontal. And so I was like, what if I actually use it for my catch-all? So that's what I've been doing. So this is how a blank page looks like. The only thing I don't quite like is the note section here, because I love to use the sidebar and stuff like that to write like goals for the week, or to write like things that I need to do this week but I don't know when I'm gonna do them, and I like for that to be vertically, not horizontally. The rest can be horizontally, I don't really care, because the checklists are vertically. That's just the way my brain works. That's just the way that I personally like to plan. So you just have to find the way that works for you and the layout that works for you. This is not set in stone. Again, I'm also consider using a dashboard layout, which I might try at some point. Maybe I don't, maybe I change, I don't know. I will keep you updated. But right now we're using this and I really like it. So this week I decided I don't want to wait until March. I don't want to wait. Oh my God. I don't want to wait until May to use this, because I had some spreads that I didn't use in April and they were empty. I'm not back planning anymore, because if you only back plan, you're not planning, you're memory keeping. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So yeah. And so I was like, I'm not gonna fill them in. I'm just gonna letting them be like that. And so I decided to start my planner and add these pages for the last week or the last 2 weeks of April into May, and that's totally fine with me. So this is for this week. I have to come back and check some things and stuff like that. Today's Thursday, which I didn't plan. And I also didn't plan for Wednesday, but that's fine. So yeah, this is how it looks. Very, very pretty, and I love that. So I have some couple of weeks planned out. I just show you some examples, very different vibes, very different things. I love them all. So yeah. The next section in here is my hourly planner. So this is the cover. I really like this cover. And so I did the same thing. I glue the things that I don't use in my planner, I glued them together, because it drives me crazy when things are not glued together and I don't use them. So this is how I'm using my hourly planner. Again, I did the same thing that I did with my catch-all. I started it the last 2 weeks of April. So this is how the actual spread looks like. I really, really like it. However, this hourly section doesn't work for me. My day starts at 6, which the fact that it starts at 7 doesn't really bother me. It doesn't make that huge of a difference. However, the fact that it ends at 7 p.m. kills me, because I still have things that I want to write way later in the day than 7 p.m. And so I live in a place and in a culture where we do things past that time. We don't have dinner at 5. I have dinner at 9. And so this did not make any sense for me, and it wasn't useful. Also, this section here for me was a waste of space, and so this is what I did. I basically whited out the time slots here in this boxes, and decided to make it an hourly planner. And so I have it from 6 till 12, which is amazing. And so I still have to come back and plan some things, but here's a little bit of an example of how it works. It's very simple. It doesn't have stickers. I add color because I like it and it makes it fun. This week, every week is color coded, which I think it's fun. I still left this. I'm not using the daily habit, but I did like the focus and just a running to-do list on the side as well. So this is just how it looks like. So then I have my social media planner. We have again the acetate, but with like the travel themed. And then another cardstock page here that I created on Canva as well. I have a page here with the running ideas for posts for Instagram. I want to do something similar for YouTube. So yeah, then I created a fun tracker, which I have to go back and write actually, of 500 subscribers over on YouTube, and I just added some stickers and stuff like that just to make it fun and exciting. It's just a fun tracker really for me. And then I have May. So before I was using a dashboard layout to plan for my social media. I quickly realized that the problem with that was that I wasn't using it, and the actual problem was that I copied someone else's planning system. That is why it wasn't working. You have to pick what works for you. That's the secret for making planning work. And so everybody obviously not everybody, but a lot of people on social media are using dashboard planners to plan for their social media or their business or something like that. Which, I'm not saying that I'm never going to use that. Who knows? But at this point in time, that wasn't working for me because I was trying to copy what somebody else was doing. And it wasn't working, of course. So I decided to change that. So here we are. So we have the cover here, and I decided to use the Happy Planner monthly layout, which I mentioned before. So we have again the calendar. This is decorated for May. Very happy, colorful stickers, which I love. And so this is what keeps me coming back to my planner, the stickers, of course. So I use my monthly for the post that I'm doing every single day. And the idea here is to write either goals or something else that I find important. So that it didn't really change much. Before, I was also using a monthly for the same reasons. I'm a very visual person, and so to have all the posts here really helps with that and with the posting and stuff like that. This is what happens when I don't glue things together. So I have to glue those two pages together. But this is what it looks like. Again, it's decorated. I have a section here for daily habits, which will be posting and story, post, like a regular post, whether that is a post or a reel, I don't care. I just want to post something, post on stories, and then respond to comments. And so then I divided it by sections. So here the idea is to write stats for Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. Section here to write to-dos, probably monthly to-dos or any random to-dos, weekly things that I do weekly on social media that I repeat maybe every single day. A breakdown of the YouTube videos. The idea for May is to post 3 videos a week. So basically this is week 1, week 2, week 3, 4, and 5, and it's divided by weeks. And I also just color coded it because it made sense in my brain. Then I have a section for top priorities, and then a section here for like miscellaneous, really just a space to write important things, ideas, things to do next month. Maybe I write this section is for goals. I don't really know what I'm using this in particular for yet, but it's just a space for me to remember things and write things down, ideas for the future and stuff. So yeah. And then I'm using this section here. It has just a little bit of decor, break down every YouTube video. So if you have never posted a YouTube video, or maybe you have, you would or wouldn't know that it takes a lot of steps. It's not just simply like filming, editing, and uploading, and that's it. It takes a lot of things. And so I want to write, like, for example, this video, okay, like a planner chat. Then I have to film it, and then I have to upload the footage to my computer, and then edit it, and then download the video, and so forth and so on. Like, do the thumbnail and stuff like that. I have to take a picture for the thumbnail. It's a lot of things and I want to keep things like organized in here. So we have some like bullets. This comes with the layout as well. I have a lot of them, which will be more than enough. And also these extra pages that I don't know if I will use. If I want to use them, I will take it out and put it away in a notebook, because I might want to use these maybe some other time for some other thing. So that's my social media. That's it. Then I have some other acetate here. I love these things. They're fun. They just add some exciting to the planner. A cardstock again, just to make it fun. And then it's my budget planner. So this is for May. This is not decorated. I will show how April looks like. I didn't use it for April. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't. I will use it for May. I have decided. I'm intentional about this. But again, I want to be honest. So this is blank because I still haven't decorated it. So we have a calendar here, this section here of where you write your income, the different spaces here to write what you spent on each of these categories, savings tracker, accounts, some fun, like coffee at home. I love this. Skip the wait at the coffee shop and brew coffee at home. Throw it in a super cute tumbler and hit the road. I love this. So yeah, this is the weekly pages, which is what I like this planner. I really don't care about this. I just cover it up. You will see it when I show you the decorated pages for April. I want to use this. I want to be consistent, again, that word, in using this. And that's for it's the same for every week. And then at the very end, you have this space here and just a blank, dotted page. So this is what April looked like. So I'm actually using the same stickers. I print these at a store nearby. I got these off of Pinterest, if I'm not mistaken. So this is how the calendar looks like. What I keep on my calendar are things, kind of bills or things where are things that are happening on a specific day. For example, my paydays are one on the first, or the first couple of days, and one on the 5th till the 10th. So this month was on the 7th, for example. And then I also keep birthdays in here because I know that I want to purchase a gift. So things like that. Things that I have to pay. For example, every Monday I have therapy, and so I had to pay my therapist. So I have stickers for that here. I have to pay something on the 1st every single month, so that's here as well. And so yeah, and then just some decor. I have space here for my income because I like that. And then I changed the categories. So these are, let me show you the ones that the planner comes with. I don't know if it comes, yeah, it comes, they are already added for you. So housing, utilities, personal. So here's the thing, finances are very, very personal. And they also change not only from people to people, but also from depending on where you live. I don't live in the States, so let's start with the fact that I don't use dollars. I use another coin. Obviously the numbers will be different, right? And a lot of, so I have a part-time job since last year. I have the same one. And so I've been managing my money, trying to do that very intentionally and mindfully, trying to take advice from people that I really trust. And so there is a very different way that, people around the world manage money. This is what I do. There's a lot of these that don't fit. I'm 23 years old and I still live with my parents. And so housing, utilities, don't apply to me, I changed the categories. I put medical, personal, entertainment, total, transportation, food, which does not include groceries because my parents do that. I might help with that, but I'm not in charge of that. I include food as in terms of things that I buy for myself, like snacks or things that I can take to work, or maybe food as in terms of okay, I'm going on a date with my boyfriend, okay, that, or maybe a coffee with a friend, and then some shopping, of course. and then some total. The idea that I had here, which I will see if this is what I want to do. I had another idea which I like more. A lot of my finances, I have like a spreadsheet that I use because it's easier to calculate things like on that spreadsheet and stuff like that. So maybe I do something similar here on my planner, and if I do that, then maybe I can cover this up or like put like glue another page on top of this. But the idea, at least the one that I had in April, was to put like the budgeted amount and then what I actually spent, and if I went over budget, under budget, and stuff like that. Then here I covered the sections because, let's go back here. I like the savings, but not the debts. And so this doesn't apply to me. And so I covered it up. One of these I was going to use for savings. The other one, I don't remember because I never labeled it. Label your things, people. And then I created like a fun sidebar thing because I also, even though this is cute, I don't use it. So I just cover it up and add some stickers and a quote, which I really like. And then the weekly spreads, again, I just cover the bottom and add some stickers and a quote. And that's it. This is how they look like. And this is what that page at the end looks like. I wasn't really planning on using this in any specific way. I didn't know what I was gonna use it for, but I just added some stickers just in case. So let's move on. Next and last of my planner is my wellness. So again, the same thing that I created. I created this on Canva with pictures from Pinterest, and I have here, I really like this currently page, which I don't think it's very talked about. I actually really like it. I filled it out before many times. So this is for May, so it's not yet decorated or filled out, but basically a space to write an encouraging message to yourself. I also use this page for goals. And then I use this as it is. How I'm strengthening my mind, my body, and myself this month. It's just a little reminder of things that I'm choosing mindfully and intentionally to focus on that are good for myself, you know. So basically you can change these as well, like you can do your physical health, mental health, spiritual health. You can change it for anything in particular. It can be things that I'm doing to improve my sleep, like my nutrition, and then exercise that I'm focusing on. You can really customize this as well, and it's just a reminder to have it here. I have my divider, which I really like. I really like these dividers. And then this is the page for my fitness planner. So my wellness is made of my fitness planner and my journal. I was using the Happy Planner Fitness Planner before, and it really was not working for me. I was not filling it in. I was not enjoying it. I tried my hardest. And so I decided to use just a vertical. This is how it looks if you've never seen one before. This is undated. And what I did was customize it for the things that I need. So at the very beginning of April, I took this planner completely out of my stack because I wasn't using it. So maybe I was thinking, maybe I don't need a fitness planner. However, after I talked with my doctor who's helping me with my migraines and stuff, she was like, I need you to keep track of when you keep getting headaches and migraines and stuff like that, and what we're doing and all that stuff. And I was like, you got it, girl. She was like, maybe you can write it down in a notebook. And I was like, I have a billion of notebooks. Of course I will write it down somewhere. And so I was like, maybe I can incorporate this back into the stack. At least for now, I don't know if I will keep this, but this is what I decided to do. So basically here is the place where I can track my meals. Here is everything that has to do with my migraines, how I feel that day, if I had to take medication. Like I have to take medication every day, but I also have extra medication for when I feel very dizzy. If I had a really big headache, if I had to take medication for that, that goes here. Here goes my movement. Before I was seeing another doctor that told me do not exercise at all with the dizziness and stuff because it could be dangerous. And so I didn't. Now with this new doctor, she was like, you can go ahead and exercise and do whatever. And I was like, great, awesome. So I have to get back into it a little by little, again, getting used to that, and also being very mindful with the headaches and the migraines and all of that. And here is just a space to write just how I felt overall. If I had any other pain, it felt great. If I had a fever, if I have a cough, whatever it is. Here I have a section for goals, and here a section for habits that has, like, these habits have to do with fitness. So did I drink enough water? Did I get enough sleep? And stuff like that. So here's another example and stuff like that. And then I have my journal. So you know that I don't, actually this is for May, so nothing is completed. I normally just don't share my completed journal spreads because I literally journal on them. I write things, happy things, exciting things, sad things, awful things, my thoughts. I decided I wanted to be very honest with me and very vulnerable on my journal. That's the point of journaling. And so if I was going to share that, then I would feel like I just had to restrict myself because people are going to read what I'm writing, and I don't want everybody to read what I'm writing. And so I decided I won't share it. So I have just my divider. I have to stick these 2 pages together. I'm not using a monthly. I did before, where I will write like what I'm grateful for every day, or a win or an achievement. And that was extra, and it was more something that I needed to do, not something that I wanted to do. So therefore I stopped it. And so it's just a vertical layout that I just decorate like normal. So I have some pages already to decorate for me. And here I have the same cardstock, but what I did was create a little pocket here, which I just basically put in here. So there you can see it. I just basically put like random things, random papers and stuff that I don't want to lose. That if I don't put them here, I will lose. And this I created myself. It was very easy. I just grabbed like a decorative paper and glued the sides, and that was it. Not a lot of magic, but yeah, so that is my planner. That is what I'm doing so far. My setup for May. So yeah, I just wanted to be vulnerable and honest with my planning and how it's going. I love decorative planning. I will always love decorative planning. I love playing around with washi and stickers and all the things. But your planner has to work for you, not for someone else, not for your bestie, not for everybody else on social media. It has to work for you. And if it's not working for you, then change it. Change it around. See what you can use, maybe like on your own stack. You know, maybe you dig in like around your room or whatever it is, and maybe you can find some inserts. Maybe you can create them yourself. You don't have to go out there and buy a whole nother new planner. If that's what you want, great, but you don't have to. You can use what you have at home, and that's way more than enough. So yeah, I will come back probably next month or maybe the next one, and just let you know how this is going for me, what it's working, what it's not working, what I'm struggling with. And so yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you really like this video. Maybe you can relate. If you do, let me know down below. Let me know how you are doing with your planners. Do you like them? Do you love them? Maybe it's a hot mess. Let me know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon.